We appreciate that about you, Reggie.
Okay, now I want to say first of all that I am so grateful and thankful for all of you and your feedback to me, and it's just awesome because I needed that. I really needed that feedback, each and every one of you, for what you said about the book. It has really inspired me because for a while I was really thinking, I'm gonna put it back in the closet.
Mm.
So you have made me feel like I'm doing the right thing. So now, Patrice, you wasn't in the discussion. You did read the piece. So tell me what you think.
I will say, reading it as a reader, which I was trying to be feeling what the author was saying and not what I was feeling as a reader. I have to say, trying to do that took courage, but I thought it came across rather powerfully. In that, of course, I could see the words on the page. I appreciated being able to see the interaction of the characters, your son and his best friend, but also the reality of what had happened. I love the part when your son said, "Mom, that's your book," and you, because you weren't aware of what had happened and almost had realistically been saved by God from it happening to you, you had no idea. So you had been preserved for the surprise of that moment, which I thought came across very beautifully in what you wrote.
Thank you.
What was you guys' reaction having heard it read, and I guess beyond your personal connections to it? What's some feedback that you would give Miss Millie regarding how she wrote it?
Well, I think you were a great reader, so that did help. And I was sitting there myself saying, how is she separating, taking it in and then reading it without the, part of it. I thought it was very well written, and I thought it was in stages. It was in order, as we're learning in church.
Right.
Everything has an order, and when it has an order, you can accept it, you can understand it. So you did it in an order that allowed me to follow, to say, okay, I'm past the author's note, I'm ready for the book now.
Right.
And I thought you did a great job. You introduced just enough of the characters, the stories about a Jewish woman. It was your premonition, how you shared it with your son, his impact, the impact on the day on him, in twofold, that it was happening, the same impact it had on America, but the impact of my mother just gave me a script that this depicts, so we got to see that twofold. So the order of her author notes, to me, was impeccable. It was very clean, clear, crisp. Of course, she's a great writer already. We're still getting there, so I was also impressed by that as a new writer. I was sitting there going, I have some work to do. Really, because I was looking at how your order just laid it out for me. It was just like, here's the appetizer, here's the first, this, and here's your second course, your third course, and you really laid it out. So I learned from it as a writer to say, I need to pay attention to how she really laid that out, because I don't think I'm doing that. And when you read it that way, it was so smooth.
And I agree with you as far as the actual events leading up to the story, and it did flow really really nicely. Where now I'm ready to hear the story.
Yes.
Um, it was a very powerful piece, in a short amount of words, a very small amount of words, but it was a very powerful piece. I want to read the book, you know, to learn more about how you connected the Holocaust with September 11th, and what research was done by your sons that contributed to the book, because I'm also interested in that, because they assisted you with it and they were actually a part of the living story itself. So that'll be interesting to read. One of the things that I in the statement, I wonder though if we could name the character. The only thing I missed was the name of the woman, and for some reason that seemed to be slightly important, because you named your sons who weren't actually part of the story, but we did name the woman who's the main character in the story.
Okay,
I
I'm
thought,
going to give that. Hold on, let me clip here.